Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing today on this wonderful late Thursday evening? Um, I was supposed to be in South Georgia today, but the race got canceled. The event got canceled, so of course I was like, well, since I'm not going to Georgia, I can slide back by the shop and pull the engine down, and at least start pulling it apart and see what we got. So of course, well, unfortunately, that's a head gasket. That looks pretty good. But here's the cylinder head here. See the aluminum still pretty clean all up in here, and down in there for the most part. Like I said, this engine's pretty old. All of them are old, but this thing has been ran all over Kingdom Come. Long distance, short distance. This was my main commuter at one time, man, and then started missing on #1 cylinder, and I'm about to show you all why. So, but yeah, for the most part, head gasket looks pretty good. As you can see, I use copper coat on every gasket I ever put on. Copper coat is like one of the best. It's like one of the best, sealers you can use for any gasket, man. I use it on everything. A lot of people don't swear by it. They say they don't like it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to tell you right now, any engine that I build will have copper coat on it. And it's not, a lot of people say, well, using copper coat to try to cover up a patch or try to, I guess how you say it, using copper coat to fill a void. No, not necessarily. Copper coat actually is a great sealer. I have run copper coat, like I said, on every single engine I've put together. I got there's copper coat on Donatello, there's copper coat on Raphael, and them engines ran. Donatello was going on 4 years on his build, and of course Raphael was 14 years in. So yeah, copper coat's the way to go, man. Definitely the way to go. If you don't believe me, do the research on it. I've been using it for years. All the old schoolers turned me on to it, so it's stuck. So I just wanted to shoot this quick video. So let's walk around to this side and see, so I can show you guys what actually happened here. So as you can see, we got some deposits on the valves. Some of that comes from being run lean, and or that probably comes from just burning oil and stuff like that, man. Just being old as hell. And just run. This car never got a break, so it was always on the road. And there's our issue. Mr. Exhaust valve has broke. Got a chunk taken out of it, and that comes from the oil being stuck to the valves there, and then it constantly burning oil in that cylinder, and then it builds up oil deposits on the valve, and then of course oil gets hot. Oil is flammable, so once it gets hot, it actually will start to burn. The valve will get hot spots, and once it gets a hot spot, there you go, bloop, it burns it right off, no problem. And the next thing you know, you got a car that sounds like a WRX. So yeah, but yeah, because these inline fours here ain't supposed to sound like a boxer engine. So yeah, if you got that going on, you got a problem. But yeah, man, so it looks like these 3 cylinders were burning, pretty consistent. But like I said, these white deposits come from burning oil, and or being run lean too. So like I said, man, this thing been run pretty hard. So and I feel like it did a great job for how hard it was run, and how much it was run. So just wanted to hop on real quick and show you guys what failed there. And I'll show you something else. It looks like we got some bad valve seals, really bad valve seals, because if you look down in there, let's see if I can focus for y'all a little bit. I don't know if I can get it. So if you look down in there, there's actually oil sitting in the valve, like sitting on top, on the back side of the valve, just sitting there. And you can see how dark that stem is and how wet that stem is. And that's just coming from the old valve seals. Yeah, you can see it. You got oil down. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it with my other light. Dropping all kinds of shit. Oh! All right, there you go. So you got oil sitting down there on the back sides of the valves. And as you can see, these stems are wet. So those valve seals are completely shot. And it's just the oil is just kind of hanging out down there. And that's also part of what happened here as well. If you look back and you see how dark and black this cylinder is, you know, these valves are, it's just oil deposits. You know, this cylinder was constantly burning oil bad. I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was burning the hell out of some oil. So, but you see the difference in the piston colors and stuff, and see how that one is fairly clean compared to the rest of them. So, but yeah. So we're gonna be, of course, you know, refreshing this thing up and rebuilding it all the way through, head and block. So at least I got the head off so I could show everybody what actually was going on with Casey Kane. I keep calling him Casey Kane. Casey Jones. That way, you know, if it hadn't have done this, I was still going to pull it apart because I knew it needed to be rebuilt, man. It needed to be gone through and freshened up. So I decided, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing right. And like, of course, you can see the different, you know, colors in the ports. And now this here. Look at all that. That's mostly like oil buildup, you know, all inside there. This thing, I'm telling you, man, this thing had a tough run, real tough run. But things are gonna be different this go around. We won't have none of this going on. Promise you that. Yeah, you can actually see oil deposits sitting there on the back side of the valve stem and the actual head of the valve. You know, and this one is just these two valves are just swimming in oil. So yeah, dude, this thing is well overdue for a rebuild. But like I said, at the time, man, this was my main means of everyday transportation back and forth. It was the best on fuel. And I know by looking at it right now, it don't really look like it, but it was, man. It really was. This thing was a super trooper, dude. Like, this car was die hard. When everything else was down, this one was always the one that was up and pumping, man. I mean, it's, you know, it popped the time belt on me a time or two, you know, left me stranded, but hey, no problem. Popped the time belt back on it and kept on riding. So yeah, man, went ahead and knocked that out and got it straight, you know what I mean? So, but I tell you this, man, this is the original water pump on this thing. And this bearing don't even feel like it's wore out at all. It's, you know, original water pump. Pretty cool, man. So yeah, man, I just want to get on and show everybody that I had actually pulled Casey Jones' engine apart. And like I said, man, that just needs to be cleaned up. You know, for the most part. I was taking these cams out, right? So these two bolts had broke. Well, this one came out, but you know how like when you pull a bolt off and it's like super duper tight and ain't like never been like almost like it's never been taken off, and then you unbolt it, you screw it loose, and then like the middle of the bolt looks like a sidewinder. It's like all twisted and shit. So that bolt just, you know, when I grabbed it to look at it, it just broke right in my hands. And then this bolt right here snapped off in the head, which I was lucky because I took the dowel pin off and I took the cam cap dowel pin off, and I was able to stick my punch down in there and get it to spin around, get the broken part of the stud to spin around and spin out. So I was lucky there. So that's why these bolts are missing. because I just had these, you know, one bolt here, here, and here, because I broke two here, so I stole one from here, and then, yeah, no, wait, yeah, I broke two here, so I had to steal one from here, and then I stole, and I had to take one from, wait a minute, yeah, no, I don't know what it's late, y'all. So, rewind. So I broke two bolts here. I broke one bolt there. So this one still had two bolts in it. So I took one bolt and put it here. That's how we ended up with one bolt for these first three cam caps. So, but yeah, man. Other than that, you know, everything looks pretty good. I haven't really gotten the, you know, you can see down in the cylinder walls and stuff. I really need to get this head out the way so we can really see better. But that means I have to put the phone down and stuff. But I mean, you can pretty much see down in there. Cylinder walls don't look hurt. Probably just needs no more than a hone and a re-ringing. So these are actually, I think these are either 9.5 or 10-to-1 compression pistons. And I won't be running these again. Might, like I said, those probably will be up for sale if somebody wants the higher compression pistons. So yeah, they'll be coming out of here. I'll be going back to the 9. I'll be going back to 9-to-1. So this one's getting a turbo. So and oh yeah, the old ARP head studs. So I got these in there. So you know, the motor's, the block's pretty much set up, you know, with the studs and stuff, and then of course, you know, when I go through the bottom end and rebuild it, and the block will be right, be ready to go. You won't have no head, and won't have to worry about no stretched out head bolts. We got some ARPs there, so we're good. But yeah, I just want to get on real quick and show everybody. You know, I had actually, you know, pull this motor down halfway at least, and show everybody what was going on, and you know, what we had, while this bad boy was missing so hard and smoking like a freight train. I'd probably, if it was, of course I got the heat on there. So of course if it was warm here and I drove this car here to the shop like I did that one night, I probably would have killed every mosquito in Amelia County. So, but yeah, it was smoking pretty bad. But don't worry, when it goes back, everything will be fresh and clean. You know, everything will be nice and fresh and cleaned up and looking good. So this car definitely deserves an overhaul. It's you know, this car is car was my work car at one time, man. It got, like I said, got me back and forth to work. Very dependable. Just, you know, heat worked great. Of course, the air condition, you know, went out. But I will be fixing that. So yeah, man, this car's been tough. Real good car. So got a few rust spots, man, in it. You know, it did come from up north, so that's expected. So a little bit of rust that it has, I'll just, you know, seek some attention and, you know, get it fixed. So it's, you know, of course, it doesn't spray. Well, we've had the car since 2013, so really ain't really had no problem with rust on the body and anything like that, really majorly. So, you know, I'll just deal with it as I can and address it as it comes. You know what I mean? So try to keep these old boys going. Try to save them. You know, that's our slogan. Keeping the Ford Escort platform alive. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So, no matter what's going on, you know. But yeah, that's the verdict there. Old burnt valve on the exhaust side. So, yep. So this one will be this head will be going to the machine shop for you know, of course, the cleaning and getting all the valves done, getting the whole entire valve job done, and new valve seals and all that stuff. It's gonna be freshly rebuilt head. And then of course I'm gonna go to the bottom end too. I got a good set of 9-to-1 pistons, and I'm gonna use these rods. And everything's gonna be recon, everything's gonna be machined and zeroed out. So when I put it together, it'll be like a fresh motor, like a brand new motor. So So thanks guys for tuning in. Like I said, if you got any questions on this right here, any motor engine stuff, transmission stuff, just let me know. I don't mind answering questions for no one. And, like I said, just you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to reach out. And please like and subscribe, man. And, we appreciate everyone that showed us love and shows us support, on our YouTube page and when we're at the track or whatever we're doing. We really do appreciate it. So just want to say thanks. So, so thanks. This is going to conclude this video for the night. Get cleaned up here and get out of here. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys real quick what was going on with this thing. And glad to get it apart so I can get the block and the head to the machine shop. And then I can focus on pulling the dash out of this bad boy. So thanks guys. Appreciate you. And I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their week into their weekend. Even if you're working or you're off, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and your weekend. And catch you guys on the next one. Talk to y'all later.